Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. I am your host, Dieter Burrow, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about some cool buildings that are coming down the pipe here in Pensacola, Florida. Today is June 1st, 2022, and I wanted to give a big shout out to Johnny Depp for A Case Well Won. You deserve it. Go Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, poor Disney. You no longer have Johnny Depp. Stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Like I promised you guys, I was going to showcase that rooftop bar. Now, if you, on a previous episode, I had shown you guys how to get access to the City of Pensacola Architectural Review Board, and this is where I came across these documents, and I just wanted to kind of show you guys real quick what we were looking at. As far as I'm going to show you guys where the building is relative to the downtown. I'm gonna make this thing go north south, and if you are familiar with the downtown, you got Garden, you got Palafox running north south. I'm gonna pull back a little bit, and then you're gonna see the Pensacola Bay Center, and then this roadway that kind of curves all the way up, that is 110. So the downtown here in Pensacola is sort of this whole area down in this neck of the woods, and of course here's your Blue Wahoo Stadium, so you guys can get an idea. Here's Garden, and this is the building that we're looking at right now. We're gonna go, you know, in an angle here. So that's the building, and this is the presentation that was proposed for this rooftop bar for the ARB to approve. So it's Tropolin Pier is the company, and here's a site location. You can kind of see it's the two buildings that are on Palafox. Here's Garden Street, so it kind of paints a picture for you guys. Here's another shot, getting a little closer. So that's an aerial looking at the building in question, which is highlighted in, I guess, in an orangey color. This is a really cool image, which kind of paints a picture of the block. So to the left of it, where my little hand is, which is right there, you can kind of see that's where the road further south is located. Brent Building is right here in the middle, and it kind of paints a picture of the facade. So at least you guys know what we're looking at here as far as the planning for the building, which building it is that we're looking at. So this is looking opposite to that building, and if you guys are familiar with this is actually an old photo if you think about it, because there's a Tijuana Flats right across the street, which this sign still shows the Beef O'Brady's sign of the old restaurant that used to be there. So that's facing east side of Palafox. Now you guys get a kick out of this. These are some old 1905 photos. This is how old this building is. It's been around forever. Here's a great perspective of it. Look at those 1910 vehicles. Golly, it can't be 1910. I mean, they got to be in the 20s. So that's not that old of a photo. So here's another photo, and you kind of see the covered breezeway. Isn't this so awesome, guys? Look at these photos. God, I'm so glad I looked in here, because now we have a documented, you know, image on YouTube of the actual some of the older buildings in Pensacola. And this slide was used as a kind of like an image board, or a what do they call it? They have a different name for it, where people use this to kind of give their vision it's a vision board with so many so that people can kind of share ideas and of what they kind of implement. They want to implement what they want to implement into a design. So this is pretty cool. All right, so this is a modeled. They modeled this building. Actually, they modeled quite a few buildings. Wow, they spent a lot of time on this one. This is thousands and thousands of dollars in spent time modeling this building. And look at the amount of detail they put on that facade. This is insane. So this is what they're talking about, that loft. So that bar rooftop loft, which I think if you guys are familiar with Pensacola, I think a lot of people have been wanting to see this for a long time, and this we need something like this. I mean, I think in offices that I worked in the past, we've been trying to push, but there is money associated to it. But once it happens, this happened with a previous client, and they manage another rooftop bar, which is not far away from here in Destin, and they say that it's a cash cow. It literally is a cash cow, and I think it'll bring some life, more life to the downtown. Here's an awesome rooftop plan. It's looking straight down. Here's a Blunt building on the right, and V Paul's restaurant on the left, and the Dollar High building, which that's where the old piano. They used to sell pianos in this building. They're no longer there. And of course, across the way is the Tijuana Flats. Is it Tijuana Flats, or it's a Mexican restaurant? I'm trying to remember which one it is that's down there. I think if we click on it, you can kind of see Wild Greg's, but it's right here. So let me try up the little man here, and I like kind of jumping back and forth. So Cactus Cantina. I knew it was Cactus Cantina. You guys didn't, you guys should have said something on a comment or something like that, or at least subscribe. You guys could have given me some pointers. Anyways, that's Cactus Cantina. It's right there, right across the way. So, I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm super freaking excited that this thing's coming. I want to go check it out. Maybe take the wife out there, have fun, enjoy myself. And all right, so you can kind of see that it looks like they're taking and creating a breezeway, and with a stair and an elevator, which I think is a phenomenal idea. Take that takes it all the way up to a certain point, and then they're gonna have a couple stairs that they're gonna connect the rooftop. And I think I've had this conversation in the past with other clients where they're trying to figure out a way to kind of provide access, and there's more than one way to skin the cat. Let's put it that way. It's just figure of speech, but you have to provide an accessible route to let people out of the rooftop. So especially when you have more than 50 occupants, and you obviously going to have at least a couple hundred people up in this rooftop. As big as it is. This is a roof plan, and now here's where they kind of begin to tell the architectural review board what type of materials they're going to be looking at. And in reality, when it's in the rooftop, no one's going to ever look at it from the downstairs. You'll never get a sense of it. You're going to see some images towards the very end of this PowerPoint presentation or this presentation where you can't see the building, you can't see the facade. So it could have been made out of all glass or polished chrome for all that matters. It doesn't matter. It's like, again, it goes back to this old mentality. It's like, hey, we're looking at the facade, we're trying to match some sort of material that's existing there. It's like, but take a closer look. The manufacturer, metal wall panels, Paclad, box rib, random width. Look that up. You guys can look this up. You guys can rewind this video and check out some of these materials. Again, paint the stuff with whoopie use. So you can't you don't have to worry about that. Again, it kind of repeats itself on the opposite side. I love these elevations, and it kind of tells a story, and they start getting into, you know, the materials again, looking at the different views of it. Now this section is really neat. This section is really neat because it kind of cuts through the breezeway. So this, the ground level, which is right here, the first floor ground level. You go into that one, then you got the open stair. Interesting, because if it's an open stair, then it doesn't meet the required means of egress. It has to be an enclosed protected stair. So not here, there. I'm not running a code. I'm not running a code analysis. What do I know? I'm not even an architect, but that's really cool that they have that stair, which is going to be really nice. And then of course, trying to find where the elevator is. I think this is the elevator, where the penthouse is. It's here somewhere. Here it is. Here's the elevator. Here's looking at the stair. You go up this way. It's actually coming towards you, the stairs, and then it goes back to this landing, goes up, comes towards you, comes back to this landing, goes up towards you, and then your landing is somewhere, you know, on the opposite side. And here's the elevator opening. So that's ELEV stands for elevator. So again, really nice section. It's a cool study. It looks like they're using Revit. They're using Revit to model this thing, and they are spending quite a lot of effort on sweeps and crown molding and etc. So to give that extra, here's a view looking north. So is it looking north? Yeah, it's looking north down Palafox. So if that doesn't pretty paint a picture of, you can't see the rooftop. You can't see the rooftop. So really, as far as meeting some sort of architectural review board guideline, there's no need. You don't have to worry about it because it ain't. You can be going we're walking down, you know, driving down Palafox. I'll never see that rooftop unless you knew that it was there. So here's another shot that's actually being across the street, still looking down north. I guess it would be northwest. This is when we start catching a little bit of that, the glimpse of what's up there. I wish you would have had an architect like the one in Tampa on that house, the Bone House. You guys can check out my video, the Bone House. Dude, guys, if they would have had an architect that designed something like that here, and they would have made that rooftop pop out, push out, do something kind of crazy. I don't know. It's like, here's my rooftop. This is flat thing, and all of a sudden you got this wonky kind of looking thing kind of projecting out. I don't know. Gotta be creative. Gotta be creative. That's what's gonna make that bar stand out. Now here we're looking at it from the garden. So we're looking southwest. So now we're looking southwest. We're actually on the very corner. Looks like we're at the very corner. On the very corner. So you can't see the rooftop a little bit, just a little glimpse. You know, and we have to look through it through the trees, so you can kind of see the silhouette of the tree. So you're not going to get a good look at it. Hopefully it's lit up with some crazy LED or something like that. We're looking at this one from what angle? All right, so we're all the way on the other side of Palafox. Can't see nothing. Can't see nothing. The one thing that what they should have done, they should have shown the Blunt building. You can't see nothing past the Blunt building because you don't even stand there. When you're parked over here. You're driving. You kind of have to do this like crazy S to get down Palafox because of that boulevard that's across there. Here's another shot. Now this one is on the back side This is the back side. This is the whole parking seat, the seat of parking. That's looking over across that to see, to get a glimpse of what's behind there. Now, what would be neat, and I know they're not going to spend the money. What would be neat is if they hire like a lighting consultant or a specialist or something, or some crazy architect that has some crazy ideas about lighting, you know, $1 million lighting packages on some projects that, you know, kind of got VE'd. But you gotta have visionaries that do that kind of stuff. Here's another shot again, way back there, way too far out. Nobody's gonna ever look at it from this angle, but it proves the point that this building is gonna be something else. So if you haven't hit the like button and subscribe, because I'm gonna have another video and I'm gonna show you about a couple of new constructions that are coming up in Escambia County. Now, this was the City of Pensacola's website. You can, if you went to the ARB review board, you'll see stuff. This is the only one that I actually felt like that I wanted to show you guys. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and give me the thumbs up, guys. Love life.